Have you ever wondered how you can invest in companies like Netflix, Tesla, Amazon, Apple, to name but a few? Well, it's possible. And in this video, I'll show you just how you can get started with only 200 shillings and your phone. Yes, you do not need to go to the bank. You do not need a dollar account. You simply need your phone or a laptop, and you can get started with investing in shares listed in the US stock market. This has been a request from so many of you, and finally, we are doing this. Yeah. So in this video, we'll be talking about how you can get started investing in the US stock market right from Kenya. And it is so simple. So stay tuned and leave your questions in the comment section below. And I'm sure I'll answer most of your questions. So stick around and watch, because most of your beginner questions will be answered in this video. If you have not yet subscribed, what are you waiting for? This will be a hot one. So take out your notebook, subscribe, and like this video, and let's get started. So we'll start by defining what a stock is. For anyone who's new to this investment space, well, a stock is simply a unit of ownership in a company. That means when you invest in companies that are listed in the stock market, you become part owner of that company. And what's the difference between a stock and a share? Well, a stock represents a unit of ownership in a company. Shares represent that specific unit. Why? Because once a company is listed on the stock market, this is done through an IPO, initial public offering. They segment this ownership into small quantities, which are known as shares. So a share is a single unit of ownership in a company. I'll be demonstrating how you can read charts, but that will come on later. You can share which company in the US stock market would you like to own? Which company would you like to own? Let me know in the comment section below. And why do people buy shares or stocks? So before we go to that, in the Kenyan stock market, we have only one exchange, that is the Nairobi Securities Exchange. But in the US stock market, we have a number of exchanges. And exchanges, this is simply where these companies are listed. And one type of stock market in the US is the New York Stock Exchange, which is the largest stock exchange in the world. And some of the companies that are listed in the New York Stock Exchange, that is the NYSE, include Coca-Cola. Yes, the drink that you drink every time. It is listed on the New York Stock Exchange. We have Walmart, JP Morgan. Another one is JP Morgan Chase Bank, which is listed in the New York Stock Exchange. Another stock exchange is the NASDAQ, the National Association of Securities Dealers Automated Quotations. Yes, the NASDAQ, which is known for tech and growth companies. Some examples of companies that are listed on the NASDAQ are Apple, Microsoft, Google. On the Nasdaq, it is listed as Alphabet, Tesla, etc. So you kind of get the tech aspect. Yeah. So the two major stock exchanges on the US stock market, the New York Stock Exchange and the Nasdaq. There we have it. And we also have the American Stock Exchange, but yeah, it's not. Those two are the largest. So if you buy one share of Apple on the Nasdaq, you get to own a piece of the company that is Apple. If Apple makes profit and grows, your share may grow in value, and you can sell it later, or you can just hold it. And sometimes, not sometimes, Apple pays dividends often. So some of these companies share part of that profit that it makes with shareholders. That is, once you invest and become part owner of that company, you can get to get a piece of the profit that that company makes. And this is what we call dividends. Yeah. So now that we know what a stock is, the types of stock markets or stock exchanges in the US stock market, let's go on to why would you consider owning a piece of a company that is not in Kenya? Well, one reason why is that so that you can earn in dollars. Yes, you can earn in dollars. This is when you buy at a low price and sell the shares at a higher price. That difference will be in dollars. Why? Because when you buy in, you'll still buy them in dollars. Also, in terms of dividends, the dividends are paid in dollars. So, dollar billion. So that's one reason why you should start investing in US stocks. So another reason why you should consider starting investing in US stocks is so that you can spread your risk. One of the ways most of these funds are making such huge returns is by investing in global stocks, and one global stock market is the US stock market. And instead of going through an intermediary, you can just go direct through, through this the US stock market. You can tap into global wealth from Kenya, and I'll show you how you can do this later on. So, what are some of the things that you'll need? Well, some of the things that you'll need to start investing in global stocks is simply to create an account on some of these platforms that give Kenyans access to global markets. One such platform that I personally use, and if you have been watching the videos, you have probably seen it one or two times, and which we will be using to demonstrate, which is the HISA app. So you can download the app or just use the web version of the app. So these apps connect you to global stock brokers. Yes, they have access to such markets. After you have downloaded such platforms, you simply sign up. You will be required to share some of the documents, such as your ID, maybe your KRA PIN, etc. It depends on the platform that you are using. Step 3 will be simply to deposit money into your investment account. This can be done through M-Pesa or a bank transfer. Yes, on the platform that I'll mention, the minimum that you can invest in US stocks is 1 USD. That is around 130 shillings. Yes, with 130 shillings, you can get to own a piece of these companies such as Apple, etc. For the step, which is to search for the stock, let's go to the demonstration part of this video. So as you can see on the screen, just go to the US stocks section. Next to it, you can see US ETFs, and on the far left, you can see Kenyan stocks as well. And the US stock market is open at the moment. In Kenyan time, the US stock market opens at 4:30 p.m. and closes at 11 p.m. Yeah. So ideally, that's it. And you can see on your screen, we have trending stocks, hims and hers, Nvidia, Palantir, Apple, Google, which is up by 3.11%, Tesla, quantum computing stocks as well, Meta, etc. Then we have the top losers as today so far, and then growth stocks, value stocks, dividend stocks. Yes, US stocks do pay investors dividends, and you can see them there. We also have our favorite investor, Warren Buffett, who recently retired. For the OGs, you know who Warren Buffett is. We have some of his favorite stocks listed on the platform, one being Coca-Cola, which we will use to demonstrate today. So tap on Coca-Cola and give it some time. So on the screen, you can see that we have the company name, Coca-Cola. At the moment, it is trading at 71.06. You can also see a chart. Yeah, sharing how the stock is moving up, down, and all that. We also have the company profile. Coca-Cola is the name, the exchange, the New York Stock Exchange, industry, consumer, shares traded 3.37 million. We shared the difference between a stock and a share, and so far. So it is quite easy. Simply tap buy. On the new section, you can key in the number of shares or instead the amount you want to invest, which is 1 USD, and then the fee you'll be charged is only 1%, so the total being 1.01 dollars. So it is as easy as that. You simply choose a platform, give the necessary documents, fund your investment account, pick a company to invest in, and simply tap buy. It is as simple as that. Now, in the next section, I want us to look at how we can read charts, because your ability to read charts will essentially determine which companies you pick. So this will be a beginner-friendly way to read charts. So we are using Yahoo Finance at the moment, as you can see on the screen. Santi. So on Yahoo, simply search finance.yahoo.com and you'll see the company, right? So simply search for the company that you want. As you can see, let's go to Coca-Cola or Tesla. Should we choose Tesla? Yeah, I think we can. Oh, Coca-Cola is already on the platform. So simply put, for this is essentially for long-term investors. I want us to focus on two charts. That is the 1 year chart to see how the share price has been performing. And you can see there has been so many ups and downs. The highest has been 72, and then it dropped to lows of 62, and then right now it is at around 71.07. So essentially, this will give you an idea of how the stock price is performing. Is it upward or downward? Another one is the 5-year chart, which will essentially tell you whether this company's share price is going up or down. But over the long term, uh, they essentially go up. Uh, for the 5-year chart, you can see that Coke is up by 57.79%. And in the 1 year, it is up by 12.79%. This will give you essentially the trend, whether the share price is going up, it's going down, or it is stagnant. Yeah. Down there, you can see um, some information. The previous closing price, which was 71.85. We can also see the opening price today was 71.84. Don't focus on that at the moment. Something that I want us to look at is the PE ratio. As we can see, the PE ratio for Coca-Cola is 28.54. Here's a tip for PE ratios. Any company that has a PE ratio of 15, between 15 to 25, is essentially undervalued. However, if it is between 25 and above, it could be that investors have high expectation of the company. And what a PE ratio is, essentially what people or investors are willing to pay for each dollar that company makes. Yes, PE ratio, price per earning. Yeah. Another ratio that I want us to look at is the dividend yield, which essentially gives you an idea of how much you should expect in dividends compared to the share price. And we can see the dividend yield for Coca-Cola is 2.84%. Yeah, so there we have it. I simply wanted you to have a feel of how to read charts when you are a beginner long-term investor. For short-term investors, that's a topic for another day, which we'll look at the one-day chart and so forth. Yeah. Another resource that I wanted us to look at is Google Finance. So for Google Finance, you can essentially see the same information, that is the price, how the company has been moving. For this one, let's use Tesla stock. And for whenever you're searching for companies or stocks on the stock market, you can either use the whole name, that is Tesla, Coca-Cola, or you can use a short form, that is an abbreviation. So for Tesla, the short abbreviation or ticker symbol is TSLA, and the share price is 343.05. Yes, 343, and it is up by 2.52% today. You can see the movement. That's the same way we did for the other company on the other side. We'll start with the 1 year. The trend, you'll see for the past 1 year, the share price has been going up. Then for some time, it went down. Right now, it is moving up as well. Let's see for the past 5 years. The trend is the same. It goes up, then comes down, then up again. Yes, that's tech stocks for you, or growth stocks for you. So there we have it. We also have information about the company news and so forth. So those are the two resources that I wanted to share with you. That is Google Finance and Yahoo Finance. You can also see the income statement, the quarterly, the annual ones, the operating expenses, revenue, has it been increasing, decreasing, the net income, and so forth. So those two resources will help you understand so much. And yeah, so I believe we're done with that. Yeah. Um, let's see, what else should we look at? We have defined what a stock and a share is. We have also defined how you can get started with buying stocks. We have also looked at a demonstration of how to place an order. We have also looked at the resources that you need to get started. So here are some frequently asked questions. So question number one, is investing in US stocks legal for Kenyans? And the answer is yes. You are not breaking any laws by investing in US stocks. Why? Because these apps, some of the apps that I have mentioned, HISA, Interactive Brokers, Scope Market, etc., these apps use licensed brokers abroad to help you access US stocks safely. So is it legal? Yes, it is, because they use licensed brokers in the US. Do I need a lot of money? No, you do not need a lot of money to get started with investing in US stocks. You can start with only one USD, that is around 130 shillings. You don't need to buy the full share. You can get started with a fraction. As we have seen, a fraction is simply a slice of the whole share. It's like buying a slice of a large pizza. Instead of buying the whole thing, you can just get a slice, a piece, instead of the whole thing. Question number three, will I be taxed when I invest in US stocks? Yes, you will be taxed. But don't worry. You will be taxed when you earn dividends, but by the time the dividends are getting to you or your wallet, they are usually deducted. That is 30% of the dividends that you earn go to the US government. But that part is handled by the providers, so you don't need to do anything on your side. By the time the money gets to you, it is already deducted. So another question that I get most of the time is it safe? Yes, it is, if you choose the right app. So make sure that this app is using a licensed US custodian and stockbroker. Um, so a custodian is simply like a global bank that holds your stocks safely. So make sure that this platform you are using is using a licensed stockbroker, a licensed custodian. So here's a tip: always check reviews and avoid random apps that you see placing ads online. So, what if the app closes? So, this is a good question. If the app closes or the broker disappears, your money isn't lost. Why? Because your stocks are held in a separate account by a licensed custodian abroad, and not the app itself. Think of the app as simply a door that gives you access, and your stocks are the room. So we have the app, the global broker, and the custodian, then the market. So there are many players allowing you to get access. Yeah. So I believe that's it. We leave any questions that you have about investing in the US stock market in the comment section below, and I'll be happy to answer them. I hope this video was helpful. Yeah, let me know. Hata kumekuwa usiku. It's even dark. Watch any of these videos that YouTube recommends, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye now.